Before I get into why I believe in the bubble universe theory, there were a couple things that I wanted to mention that I forgot to mention. The importance of dream worlds, right? So, in a way, whenever we have a dream, especially like lucid dreams and stuff where we can remember it, it's basically another world. Now, when you leave the dream world, the world basically destroys itself, right? I mean, you might still have memories of the world. If you can pull the world back up through another lucid dream, you can get the world back. But other than that, the world destroys itself. Not that it doesn't still exist, but just it destroys itself in a way, right? And that's kind of what Sele's dream world reminded me of, is that you can basically have your own worlds, you know. And even for Durandal, you know, I'm sure she sees that world every single time she dreams, whether she can remember it or not, because it is a part of her soul. Why else can we have lucid dreams that are so powerful that it can help us? You know, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if people like Elon Musk or Isaac Newton actually had dreams that helped them with all of their research and all of their infrastructure. You know, you can't just have things like that magically. I don't see any way. There's one more thing that I feel like I kind of babbled on. When I was talking about honky energy, I pretty much mentioned like what it is and all of that, that it's basically either hunky bees, zombies, us, in our own universe, it's us, especially those that are easily controlled. I mean, because there are so many people that just have rage upon rage that you just can't contain it. Similar to the hunky, I mean, look at the chapter where Syrian finally goes away for good in Hunky Impact 3. She just could not control her anger at all. Ring a bell? Because again, the craves destruction of every universe. And there's something important about that, right? The honky is basically a form of our own mortality. No one, not even gods, live forever. Okay? This universe will eventually die by the hands of the honky. Okay? And the reason why the bubble universe has to go away is because there can only be so much space for bubble universes. You can't have 100 billion human beings on Earth, can you? People have to die. That is why all of our lives are on a time limit. Our own universe is on a time limit. Eventually, it will die. Even the imaginary tree in the Sea Quenta will die. The Sea Quenta will die. The hunky, in and of its entirety, will die, just to be replaced by more hunky, more Sea Quenta, and another imaginary tree. All good things must come to an end. The hunky ensures us of that. Right? And no matter how much we fight, no matter how many battles we win against the hunky, we will eventually lose the war. The hunky has a very, very important existence. And I think it deserves its own video. We'll see about that, considering the fact that I kind of already explained a lot of it anyways. But, just so you realize that This universe will eventually end. Anyways, let's continue on with what I wanted to talk about, which was why I believe in the bubble universe. So, the reason why I believe in the bubble universe theory is simple. There is no way we are the only beings that exist in the universe, right? Look at everything, right? There's more than one element. There's more than one planet. There's more than one moon. There's more than one of everything in the universe. So, how come we would be the only universe to exist? I mean, like, you look at religions, right? They basically made Earth the center of everything. But that turned out to be entirely false. We don't have the only star. There's no way we have the only livable planet. There's no way we have the only universe. Honky Impact made me a believer of the bubble universe theory. Because you can have multiple universes. They might look nearly the same, but you can have multiple universes. Look at all of the games and movies and books that we have made over our history. Believe it or not, we ourselves are gods. Even for the Honky Impact universe, Mihoyo is a god of that universe. Every account that you make is just yet another birth of the universe. My own Honky Impact account is just one bubble universe of all of them. Okay? Your Genshin accounts are one bubble universe of all of them. Okay? Every single account is its own bubble universe where things happen differently. Every time I make a new Borderlands playthrough, things just happen differently. I don't always get the same weapons. I'm not playing with the same units. I'm not playing with the same skill points. I'm not playing the exact same way with the exact same things that happened. And even mechanically, like for Honky Impact, things happen to the Honky Impact third characters, but that's just one universe that doesn't exist to my own Honky Impact third units on the Hyperion, of my own ship, of my own account. Right? We ourselves are masters of creating more universes. And yeah, you might be like, oh, but Hollywood has a bunch of acting. Anime is just a bunch of artwork. How can this be an example of bubble universes? Just look at Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online made a world called Alicization, which was essentially a world ran by a computer. Right? It was an entirely different universe. And at the beginning of that season, Kirito basically had two different minds. He had his mind in the game world where he didn't know that the real world existed. And then you had the real world where he knew about the game, but he wasn't sure of things that happened within the game. Does that ring a bell? We have often joked about us being in a game world. We may very well could be in a game world. There's a Hollywood show that even has pretty much the exact same thing, where you have a character in the game, and then somebody else that knows that there's another world out there. We have made our own bubble universes, maintained by our own PCs, right? MiHoYo's servers is basically the anchor of all of our Hunky Impact accounts. Now, here's the deal, though. Even if those servers were to go down, I bet those universes would still exist. One day, we may very well find a way to travel into the Sea of Quenta and find more than just our own universe, even universes that we have ourselves created. We will likely not, none of us in this generation will ever see that day. Not until the day we die. But I bet we would have the way to travel among universes. But the fact that we've made our own universes just proves that this bubble universe theory very well exists. Maybe not in a sense of bubbles, but just the multiverse itself exists. And we have played with it so much. Now we just need to find a way to actually travel to these other universes. Similar to time travel, right? Speaking of time travel,